We spend a third of our life working. But in how many of those 90,000 hours are you flourishing? Not just surviving back-to-back meeting-filled days, but truly flourishing, feeling alive, growing, doing work that holds personal meaning and something that you're proud of. Step onto the balcony with me for a minute and reflect on your experience with work. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, tune in to your thoughts, feelings, and emotions as you reflect on these questions. Question number 1. Do you find meaning at work, or is it just a way to earn a paycheck? Are you energized, excited to show up Monday morning? Or do you start counting down the hours and the days for Friday evenings to arrive? Do you feel safe, seen, appreciated? Or do you feel invisible and expendable? Now open your eyes and tune into what's present. That sense of longing, that's not just an opinion. That's the wisdom of your body speaking. It's a signal that you can be so much more. It's a signal that maybe you're on a path to burnout. Now, my friends, I want to introduce this crazy idea to you that instead of suffering at work, you can truly flourish at work. That work can help you grow into the best version of you. Not as a luxury, not as a perk, but truly as a foundation of success, well-being, and a life well lived. Now look, I know this is not the reality for most of us. According to Gallup, only 20% of people are engaged at work. That means 8 out of 10 show up without really showing up. Not because they're lazy and unmotivated, but because there is something fundamentally broken about the way we work. 40 to 60% experience stress daily. 22% are burnt out. According to the World Health Organization, we lose 12 billion days to anxiety and depression. That's not just absenteeism, folks. That's 12 billion days that somebody's light didn't shine through. That they didn't feel whole enough or safe enough to show up. I know what that feels like because I've been there. You see, I grew up in India to a middle-class family. I was good at math, so I followed the traditional path to success and happiness. I got into engineering, got a job at IBM, a ticket to America on $5,000 of borrowed money. The American dream was waiting, and so I chased it hard. 60 to 100-hour work weeks, 5 days on the road, saying yes to every opportunity, part-time MBAs. By the time I was 40, I had it all. I was a partner at McKinsey, one of the leading consulting firms. I had clients who admired me. I had colleagues who absolutely adored me. I had my family. I had an amazing house. I had great friends. Everything externally was checked. Internally, I felt exhausted. I felt lost. So many days I would wake up in the morning and stare at the ceiling in grips of anxiety, wondering, when did this dream turn into this nightmare? It was out of that despair that I turned to the fields of psychology, neurosciences, and spirituality to dig my way out of this hole. And that's when I realized where I went wrong. You see, I bought into the same myth we all buy into, that flourishing comes after success. What I realized from the research was that happiness and flourishing are the foundation of success. As this slow, personal, and painful realization dawned on me, that success at the cost of flourishing is the biggest failure of them all. I started asking different questions for the first time. What does it mean to flourish? What separates high-performing individuals that flourish from those that burn out? What separates high-performing organizations that flourish from those that don't? As I started integrating these learnings into my life changed. I started shedding beliefs that no longer served me. I started pursuing work that made my heart flutter. I practiced mindfulness and gratitude and invested in my well-being. But I didn't stop there. I redesigned my work. I included micro recoveries throughout my day. I jettisoned 80% of activities that kept me busy but added 20% of value. I filled that with deep work. I shed toxic relationships and I cultivated relationships with those that energized me. As a result, I became happier, more resilient, no surprise, more productive, but most importantly, more alive. Now, this is not just a story of personal transformation. It's a call to action to all out there that this is possible for you too. Because come on, let's be real. Flourishing doesn't exist in back-to-back meeting-filled days. If your calendar looks like a game of meeting bingo, you also know that the way we work needs to change. That's what I've dedicated my last 10 years to. Building a new human operating system that can help us be successful and drive higher performance through flourishing and not at its cost. Here are 4 ways in which you can also bring those learnings into your workplaces. Number 1, treat flourishing as a strategy and not as a perk. Most wellness initiatives in organizations are just check the boxes. A yoga class, a meditation, access to gym. When people are drowning in work, they don't need a meditation app. What they need is our help to design work differently, change their work so they can flourish in it, not outside of it. They need our help to address factors like toxic workplaces. They need our help to provide strategic prioritization to eliminate unsustainable workloads. They need our help to align incentives to eliminate role conflicts. Number 2, measure what matters. Most organizations today measure engagement and feel good about it. Engagement is just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to help your people flourish, measure the ingredients of flourishing: meaning, satisfaction, happiness, and resilience to stress. Because this is where human energy is gained or lost. 3, listen often and act fast. Isn't it ironical that when it comes to our physical assets, whether it be stores, factories, fleets, we look at data every day and we expect 24 to 48 hours of action if something goes wrong. So why do we look at employee data once a year? Why do we accept 6, 9, 12 months between you filling the survey and some intervention rolling out? Leading organizations measure monthly and act in days and weeks, not months and years. Finally, let your teams lead the way. One-size interventions do not work because as humans, we are unique and our teams are unique. Give your teams the autonomy and the flexibility to choose the interventions that will help them flourish, and they will be motivated to act. Now look, I am not asking you to implement this system on just moral and humanitarian grounds. There is a strong business case behind this too. According to the World Economic Forum, $12 trillion of productivity is lost every year due to poor work well-being. On the other hand, we know that flourishing organizations are more productive, are more profitable, are more creative, have higher stock market returns. The best part, they do it not at the cost of their people, but by helping their people and teams become the best version of themselves. Today, my life looks very different. I wake up energized, excited to take the day. I work with people who share this mission. When I go to bed at night, I don't fall exhausted. I sleep fulfilled. And that anxiety-filled mornings, they're a distant memory. Now, I want to end by sharing this beautiful quote by Khalil Gibran, who said, "Work is love made visible." I hope you accept my challenge to be a positive agent of flourishing and fill your workplaces with love, meaning, joy, and well-being. Because friends, flourishing is not a bonus. It is not a perk. Flourishing is the point. Thank you.